Hi, I'm Katerina Burton. I'm a soprano, and this is actually my first year as a Cafritz Young Artist at Washington National Opera. I grew up in Ocean City, Maryland, and that is 3 hours away from the nearest opera house. I got into music because I actually started as a figure skater, and my mother and I would skate to routines from Carmen and Tosca, and so that's how I got into classical music. But I didn't actually start singing opera until I was in high school. I had no idea in high school that I wanted to be an opera singer, but I did know that I loved music. I wanted to be a storyteller. Eventually, I would love to play Tosca in Puccini's Tosca because I love the story and I just think it's a glamorous and beautiful show. When I'm not singing, I love to read, and I also love hanging out with my dogs, and I also still go ice skating whenever I can. It's a family activity that me and my mother still do to this day. My guilty musical pleasure is actually not guilty at all. I love listening to Nina Simone. I listen to her albums all day long.
I'm originally from Fairfax, Virginia. I grew up speaking Japanese and I've always been really conscious of my German heritage. I always had an interest in languages growing up, and I think that's what ended up driving me towards opera in the end. Yeah, I started piano allegedly because I asked to have piano lessons. I don't really remember. And I got into opera from a study abroad I had in Vienna, where I saw operas almost every day. Really fell in love with it and ended up here. I really cherish all of the performances that I've given in the past, especially in this pandemic era. I think they've all been really special. But my very last recital that I gave as part of my graduate degree, I performed Poulenc's La Voix Humaine and coached through it all with the singer, and we staged it together, put together the set and everything, and it was such an amazing experience. And the piece also had a special meaning for me personally, and it was a real joy to be able to bring that to my friends. When I am not playing the piano, I love going outside. I love hiking. I used to live in Utah, and it was so great to be able to hike in the mountains, which we don't have as much of here. But I love camping, biking, things that get me outside. I also love to read, play board games, video games. When I don't listen to opera, I listen to Japanese music. I actually never listened to American music growing up, so I was kind of a bit of an outsider in my American friend groups. My favorite composer is Ravel, and I really love his L'Enfant et Sortilège. I've been working on Mozart's Marriage of Figaro, and that has really been fun to learn, and I'm really looking forward to just expanding my repertoire.
So I grew up in Herndon, Virginia, which is actually not too far from where we're recording this video. I was really lucky to grow up here because the arts funding in public schools around here is actually pretty good. My parents were also very enthusiastic about getting me into classical music at an early age. I actually started piano lessons at age 6, but don't ask for me to play piano now, because I certainly cannot. I also played in the band. I played euphonium, but I hadn't had any opera in my life through that entire period. Later in high school, I found myself thinking of this one episode from The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob goes to Italy and sings part of the Aria Vesti la Giubba. I just sort of got it in my head, and I went and found the episode, and then I did some research and found out where the aria came from, and I rented a physical DVD from Netflix back in those days, and I was hooked from that point. So I also went to undergrad around this area at George Mason, and for one concert, the orchestra wanted to do the coronation scene from Boris Godunov, and they had me do the solo. And right now, it's certainly premature for me to do the full role, and it was certainly premature then. It was really an amazing experience to be on stage with such a large orchestra and the full chorus behind me, and have all that amazing music just fall away for a few bars for my solo and then come crashing back in. When I'm not singing, I enjoy lifting weights, making cocktails, and recently I've started getting into video editing. Lately, I've been actually developing a habit of listening to Bach cantatas while I play Xbox. Well, since you asked, I actually have done some recent projects with a fully staged production of The Telephone, and more recently an reimagining of Purcell's King Arthur using green screen technology and illustrations from the set designer of Lyric Opera of the North. Some of the roles that I'd most like to sing are kind of similar. I'm really interested in singing someday Blitch, Atanael from Thais, or Claggart from Billy Budd, and I kind of feel like these characters are somewhat similar because they're unable to control what's going on inside of themselves, so instead they try to control the world around them. And I find that to be a really interesting type of character.
трепещет, какое грустье томим. Я без забот, без сожаления, веду кочующие дни. Презрев оковы просвещения, я волен так же, как они, я волен так же, как они, ежели признавая власти судьбы коварной и слепой. Как играют страсти моей послушною душой. Земфира, как она любила. Как нежно преклонась ко мне в пустынной тишине, часы ночные проводила, как часто милым лебеданием, упоительным лапсанием задумчивость мою в минуту разогнать умела. Я помню снегой, полной страсти, шептала мне она тогда: люблю тебя в твоей власти. Твое леко навсегда. И все тогда я забывал, когда речом мне я внимал, и как безумный целовал ее чарующие очи, что них прят мне ночи. Устал Земфиры, страстью полна, прильнув ко мне в глаза глядела. И что ж,